This is the Idiot Entrepreneur Podcast with
John,
and Kelley,
where no one is smarter than you. We're all just a bunch of idiots figuring out business and life one day at a time. Welcome to another episode of Idiot Entrepreneur.
That never gets quieter.
No,
You just come
booming
in.
I know, I go in 100 miles an hour, like it or not.
Wow. Okay, well, what's up, idiots? Hopefully you still can hear.
Hopefully I didn't blow out your eardrums.
Yeah.
All right.
Painful. So guys, before we get into our topic today, I'm not gonna blow up your ears, don't worry. I just wanted to ask, if you guys get any value out of this podcast, or any of our podcasts for that matter, we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to our podcast, give us a review on iTunes, and share it with a friend or non-friend, enemy, I guess, family member, whoever that you think could benefit. Because, that's how we spread the information around. Whenever you get value, share it with somebody. That's really all we can ask. So we'd appreciate it if you would do that.
Yeah, I mean, it really helps the show. I think, and also not even just the show, it helps other people who are wondering the same kind of shit, right? So I would say send the message. Yeah,
that's the point of this, right? It's to share information. A lot of us have the same questions. If you look on Google, the top Googled questions, it's like a lot of people have the same kind of questions. So, might as well share some good info with people.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the whole point is sharing.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Some would say.
Yeah, some would say for sure. Just spreading the word.
Yeah, so, all right, let's get into it. What's our topic?
All right, so today we're going to talk about the difference between owning a job versus a real business. Those are two different things. Most people don't even realize when they get started out. And actually, you see it all around you without even really having to look very hard.
Yeah, this is a topic we are pretty passionate about. And I would say first things first, if you don't know what we're talking about, owning a business versus owning a job, a great place to start is The E-Myth by Robert
Kiyosaki?
No, it's not Robert Kiyosaki. That's Rich Dad Poor Dad.
No, that was
crap.
Yeah, that's
Michael Gerber.
Yeah, it is Michael Gerber.
Yeah? We'll let you know before the show's over. But anyways, you've probably heard of it. The E-Myth. That's a great book. It's a great book, especially for new entrepreneurs or for people looking to get into business. And it's really, really going to just take what we're talking about and amplify it and go over it in a whole book's worth of information. So yeah, I would recommend that.
Michael Gerber.
Gerber. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go. Book. Check it out. Okay. So let's tell them what we're talking about. So,
all right. So, I think most people in the world have three options for day-to-day work. It's number one is working a regular 9-to-5 job. Number two is owning a job, which is synonymous with working in a business. So having a business, but owning a job essentially. And number three is actually owning a business, which is synonymous with working on the business.
Yeah, these concepts of working in versus working on, again, these, I don't know if, Michael Gerber is the one who came up with these terms, but working in the business is doing that menial day-to-day stuff, all of those things that have to be done but are not high value. And then working on the business is doing those things that are going to move your business forward, that are going to get you more clients, make you more money, things like that.
Exactly. A really good, actually an interesting statistic is 70% of businesses are owned. Small businesses, yeah. Which actually are 99% of the economy.
Yeah, so most.
Yeah. Yeah. So 70% of small businesses are owned and operated by a single person, meaning just one person. It's owned and run by a single human being. Mm-hmm. So that means they literally own a business and a job. Which is, to me, that's a lot of headache for very little to no reward. You might as well, at that point, own a traditional job and work 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean it would be less stress and easier for you to just get paid, work a comfortable 35 to 40 hours a week and go home and get to do what you want because it's not worth it. A business is complicated enough on its own to add the extra stress and headache of doing all the work. It no way.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all.
It's not scalable.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely not scalable. Doesn't make any sense. And it's probably a waste of your time if we're all being really honest. Unless you really love making pizzas and running a pizza shop.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is we talk about scale a lot. Not everybody cares to scale their business, and what we mean when we say scale is to grow and to expand. But you don't have to want to scale, but I would say most people, I'm going to throw out a fake statistic, which is 95% of all
Yeah.
business owners that sort of have that owner operator mentality only have it due to preconceived notions that make no sense, which we're going to debunk here in a few minutes, and also just lack of education, a bit of ignorance. And I'm not saying ignorance as in you're stupid, but ignorance as in just you're ignorant to the things that you could do to get out of that situation. Because most people don't want to be in that situation. They would much rather own the business and have some time, have some freedom than be trapped inside, a pizza shop making pizzas all day.
Yeah.
Right? But they're too ignorant. They don't seek out the knowledge. They don't try. They just say, "Oh, I'm stuck in this," and they're in this loop. So I would say most people that are in this situation don't actually want to be.
I mean, actually, to add to that point is I've seen even my own firsthand family members do the same shit. Stand inside of a restaurant for 25 years, owning and operating the joint, day in, day out, 7 days a week, 13 hours a day, open to close. And you wonder why you're losing hair. Actually, you too, Kelley, right? Your dad, kind of, but he managed it pretty well.
Yeah, my dad was much smarter about it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
he
I would
was.
say
Yeah,
if he would probably tell you that he also owned a job
yeah,
because he went to work every single day, like, uh, you know,
yeah,
because he had a job, and I don't think he particularly enjoyed doing that. So yeah, exactly.
yeah. I think your dad was a bit smarter though with that.
For sure, yeah,
Yeah,
but and definitely had an exit strategy in mind. That's
yeah,
obviously important
smart,
as well. Not everybody, most people don't have that either. But yeah, definitely.
firsthand
This,
here.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. We've seen this. So yeah, we're gonna get into just some points. If you're not exactly sure what we're talking about, owning a job. So what does it mean to quote own a job? Because everybody owns a job, right?
yeah.
Or no?
I mean, I think most people look at it like it. I mean, owning a job is when you're in a business working, and that's most people, and you're just working, operating the business, and working in the business. And that means you're doing the whole gamut of everything: payroll, hiring, firing, ordering supplies, taking care of the books,
Taking out the
taking out the
trash,
trash, yeah, sweeping
making
the
the
floors.
orders, talking to
My,
the customers, right?
exactly. And to make exactly right. So, but to make a good point here, that's not, if you're just starting a business, that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's all you can afford to get it started. So I don't think that's necessarily wrong, but that's not a sustainable strategy long term. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't make any sense to do this more than you actually have to just to get the business off the ground.
Yeah. I mean, I think, we could really, this is a whole nother episode, but I mean, John and I don't believe in ever taking this kind of position, owner operator, in any capacity. And we have a lot of reasons for that, but let's just say that you don't have the option, or that's not even true. Let's say you choose not to have the option,
Yeah.
and you're going to do everything yourself in the beginning. That's fine, but this can't be your forever plan, because it's not a plan. That's just um
Owning a job.
yeah, and just choosing
Yeah.
not to act and choosing to stay in the same place and not to push forward. So that's really silly.
It's a joke. I mean, if you look at most people, those are the business owners that you ask, what's it like to have a business? And they'll tell you it's fucking miserable. I
Yeah,
hate
it's
it.
so
Don't do
stressful.
it.
Oh my God, I work so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. And that doesn't have to be the case. That's the reality you create for yourself.
That's a choice, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to be the donut shop, the Dunkin' Donuts owner that's making the donuts open to close or 24/7. That's just it's silly, it's stupid. You're better off working 35 hours a week, clocking in and clocking out.
Well, that's why we're
I
saying owning a job, because you're not a business owner. I don't care what you want to say. I don't care if your name's on the LLC. If you own a business and you do all of the work, you are not a business owner, because that's not what business owners do. You are a job owner. So you own the job, right? It's your job to do whatever you choose with. You could shut it down if you want. You could do this, do that, change policies, but at the end of the day, you do not own a business. You are not a business owner. And
exactly.
until you get out of doing all of the things for your business, you will remain a job owner. And that's not a position that anybody wants to be in.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's just a great way to call it quits. It's a great way to not really have it's just a good really good way to want to give up on everything. Because that's going to wear you down quicker than anything else that I'm aware of in the working world. That's my 2 cents on that.
Absolutely. I mean, just an example of something maybe like kind of, I don't know, a mid example is that, when John and I first started our cleaning business, um, we were doing most of the things, but as far as cleaning, the actual job, we were not cleaning. That was
No.
not part of our job description, because we would be job owners if we did that. Granted, in the beginning, we filled in from time to time
Yeah.
when it was needed. I mean, I'm not going to say we never cleaned, because we most certainly did, to do what had to be done. But at the end of the day, we started with employees from day one, because we intended from day one to set it up like a real business.
Yeah, and that's a really good distinction to make. If you're just starting a business or you're in your business for 10 years or 20 years, is you got to have the right people in the right seats on the bus, if you want the bus to move forward. Otherwise, it's a lost cause, and
If you're the only one
yeah,
on the bus, who the hell's driving? Are you driving? You're probably driving.
yeah, yeah,
And sitting on the bus.
and changing the oil and the tires,
Right.
and getting it inspected and all sorts of shit. Um, yeah,
Yeah, so, I just wanted to, jump in with some of those myths that all of these job owners like to throw out
yeah,
whenever you say, like, why do you do all the work? Why don't you have any employees? All of them, 99% of them, are going to give you one of a couple different excuses. It's either you can't trust anyone, um, or no one will care as much as I do.
yeah.
Okay,
That's so
and
true.
that
Yeah.
rationale just makes absolutely no sense, because if that were true, there would be no large companies in this world. There would be no big successful companies. Everyone would just be a small business owner. If
Yeah.
if you couldn't have employees that would A, care, and B, be trustworthy. I mean, so that's just silly. That's just an excuse. That's a way to justify the position that you're in, the choices that you've made, but it's false. And the fact is, most people won't care as much as you do. Why? Because it's your business. I mean, who the hell is going to care as much about your business as you do? Why would they, right? But if you have a strong mission, if you have strong core values, and you take care of the people that you hire, people will care, right?
Yeah, 100%
We've
true.
had
Yeah.
people that care, like, intensely, like they
Yeah.
care,
They
and
actually give a shit.
it's also people that care about their, these are also people that take pride in their work. They care about their own work as well. But you will absolutely get people who care. I mean, look at Apple. Those people are passionate as hell about Apple.
Yeah, I mean, they're just people who love it.
Right.
They're nerds, and they believe in it.
Yeah, so how'd they do that?
Yeah.
Is it impossible? Did Steve Jobs probably cared about Apple more than anyone, but I mean, he's got some people that are pretty close to caring as much as he cared, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think people. I mean, it goes back to the concept of having the right people on the right seats on the bus for it to go forward. I mean, you got to have the right people on board. If you want your business to be anything more than just a job, you got to have the right people.
You have to have people, period.
Yeah, you have to have people. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, you have to have people. You have to have people.
And then work on getting the right people, right?
Yeah, and you got to work on getting the right people, and that takes work, and that doesn't come through, just guessing and chance. It takes work, but those people do exist. They're out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there. You just got to be good at who you pick to be within your company, and do they match a company culture, the values, all those things that really matter. that you actually truly believe in, which makes your company unique and the people in it unique enough to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and if you're hiring the right people, the whole, I can't trust anyone, that's not going to be an issue either because
Yeah.
you will find people that you can trust. So, again, those are just excuses. If you are somebody who's in this position, check out our hiring episode. We give you
Yeah.
some, we debunk some of the most common myths in terms of hiring and really try to get you in the right mindset. So, that's definitely something that could help you.
Exactly. So I think that's really important to remember is the distinction of owning a job and our next point of owning a business. So an actual proper business that was set up and designed to evolve into something greater. And the first thing that's most important about owning a business is understanding that you have to perform high level tasks that move the needle, which is most important, which is the most important thing. You have to have somebody who's going to steer the ship, someone who can work on the business every day in, day out, with doing particular tasks that are going to move the needle in the right direction. Because the reality is, if nobody's doing that, then the business just literally exists for the sake of existing, day in, day out. I mean, and this has happened. I think, if you take your eye off the ball and you get too wrapped up in the day-to-day bullshit of owning a business, I think you lose focus of moving the needle forward, pushing the needle forward. But if you separate yourself from the day-to-day
As much as
mundane,
possible.
as much as possible, mundane crap, as much as you possibly can, you can move the needle forward. And you got to be the person who's steering the ship.
Absolutely. And high level tasks that move the needle. Some examples would be client acquisition, business growth, marketing, future of the company. Strategy. What's your strategy to grow? What's your exit strategy? Are your systems solid? Do you need to change or implement any new systems? All sorts of things. These are things that are going to move your business forward and help you grow and or whatever. If you're not trying to scale, that's fine, but at least make more money, I would say. Be more profitable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. I think what Kelley's speaking to is what's the bigger vision? What's the idea here with performing high level tasks? Once you start doing those things, it gives you a lot of motivation to really keep pushing forward every single day because it's exciting. Growing something is really actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's also, and it has a lot of stress and ups and downs, but it's a lot of fun if you can focus on those things. Now, if you're day in, day out, especially in our business, cleaning fucking toilets. You do that for enough days for a good number of years, you're gonna be fucking tired of it. It doesn't even
You'd be
take
tired in a week.
The
times we filled in, we were like, "Oh my god, this is insane."
It's hard work.
Granted, we were working full-time jobs at the time, but still, it's hard work.
It's 100% hard work. So if you focus on those high level tasks, it's gonna give you a lot of motivation to keep going forward.
Yeah, performing, and when we talk about high level versus low level, there's some mid stuff that you're going to end up doing anyways as a business owner for at least some amount of time. For example, in our business, again, cleaning, we are not doing any of the core functions, which is cleaning, right? No cleaning, no supply obtaining, no dropping off of keys, this and that, none of that. We don't touch that because we pay people to do that as we should. But we still do things like payroll or hiring or
some minor admin task that you have to do.
There's still things that we take care of that are still not moving the needle. There's some day-to-day stuff that we do, which is kind of what John was speaking to when he said, if you just put your head down and get wrapped up in the day-to-day, sometimes you don't focus on the growth. So, but the fact of the matter is we can and should hire these things out. We plan to. We have a plan for doing so. So the plan is not to always do all of these things. Eventually, everything will be hired out, and it's only going to be high-level stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. And all that comes with scale, and also how much how much time do you have to actually do those things? If you have enough time and you don't have the money or don't want to pay to do it, you can do it yourself. But
I'm not a big believer in that whole do-it-yourself thing in business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think
A lot of people take pride
specialized
in that.
tasks.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They
that's
say,
true.
"Oh,
Yeah,
I'll just do it myself," and that's not the smart way. That's actually stupid. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's just a fact.
yeah. It really is. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing everything yourself, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Actually, you shouldn't
And
be.
you're not going to do everything well. I promise you. You can't do everything well in a business.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's 100% true. I think another point is you got to do what makes sense. Actually, we already kind of touched on this already. Performing low level tasks that are demand minimum wage, that kind of shit should be hired out all the time, no questions asked. Min wage will never move the needle ever. If you're doing min wage type things, you're not doing anything to go forward. You're just actually going backwards because you're wasting time and money.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the truth.
Yeah, definitely the truth. I mean, a lot of people who reasons that people get into these positions, it's sort of that, oh, I'm good at, uh, you know, painting, so I'm going to
Yeah,
start a painting business. It's like just because you're good at something doesn't mean you should own a business. There's a
yeah, that's
business
true.
ownership is a very all the business skills are very specific skills, and many people do not possess those. Just because you're good at something or you enjoy something absolutely does not mean that you're fit to own a business or that you should own a business. So if this is you, if you're thinking about starting something, just think about that. Think about, are you able to separate, your like or your skills for this particular trade with the actual running of the business, and what's your kind of mindset? Are you going to be somebody who's going to do it all? Because I can promise you that's not a business. Yes, you can make money doing it to an extent, but you'll burn out, you're going to hate it, and at the end of the day, again, that's not a real business.
Exactly. I mean, there's a difference between a hobby and an actual business. Something you like, you probably should keep that as a hobby, unless you know you have the skill set or the willingness and the mental power to actually jump in and do it fully.
Or pursue it professionally, but
Yeah.
under someone else's company,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Get
Yeah.
paid to do it from
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, just because you like food doesn't mean you should have a restaurant. Um, there's no correlation between the two at all.
No, not at all.
And that's a big mistake. Everybody says that. I really like XYZ. I'm going to open up a XYZ shop that's related to what they like. And that doesn't mean anything.
No, not at all. Those are, yeah, totally different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's
yeah,
the difference. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this is a very common mistake, I guess you could say, but it's also again, like I can't say that it's anything other than just ignorance, honestly. Because and I think people get into a bad cycle, and this is, again, I said this is something for another podcast, but the main reason that we would never recommend starting a business and doing the work yourself from day one is because you kind of get stuck, right? I mean,
yeah.
if you start a cleaning business and you start cleaning 5 accounts yourself, you're gonna be busy doing that, and you're gonna say, well, I don't have time to hire, or I don't this or that, or if I hire someone else, my income's gonna drop and I'm not gonna make enough money. I mean, these are very common. We've seen this over and over and over, and this is how you get stuck. And then 30 years down the road, you pick your head up and you say, well, shit, I've been cleaning for 30 years,
Yeah.
right? And I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna run a business. That really sucked.
Yeah. And that's like literally almost every small business story you hear
Yeah.
of, Uncle Joe, Uncle Tom, all these people that start something and they do it for 25 years and they call it quits because they're tired, physically, mentally tired.
Yeah, and
I
they're
mean,
barely any better off than they would have been had they just had a regular job.
yeah, exactly. Actually, way better off.
Maybe they're worse
Yeah.
off because they're tired and beaten down and
Yeah.
dejected. I don't know, but
Yeah, that's really the case.
yeah, that is a false dream. The American dream is a little bit,
Skewed.
yeah, I would say.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Yeah, so again, unless you really just absolutely are obsessed with making pizzas and you think it's amazing and you love doing all
Yeah.
the menial low level stuff of your business, and owning the business, that's fine. Whatever, you do you.
Yeah.
We don't really, we're not here to tell you to do something or not do something, but just know the difference between owning a job and owning a business, and know that they're two different things, and they're done, in
Differently.
different ways. So
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's a good topic to listen to. I think you should tell your friend that wants to start, the best donut shop in the world. Send them this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. And also check out the bootstrapping
Yeah,
episode,
that's right.
bootstrapping and sweat equity. It's a good episode to kind of get you in the right mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you know what time it is?
The
Time for the idiot fact of the day. Yeah, so
Yeah, this
all
is
right. John, do you
yeah.
want to share what is our idiot fact of the day?
Sure, yeah, I'll share that.
Okay.
So you may have heard of these companies, Dasani, Aquafina, and many other popular water brands are sold at a premium price, right? You can pay $2, even $3, yeah,
$3.
for literally like 17 ounces of water. So many people perceive it to be superior to tap water, like it's a lot better in some way. Even though it's actually just purified tap water. I think some people know this, some people may not. So in 2007, Aquafina agreed it would print, quote, public water source, end quote, on its labels so that people would realize it was not natural spring water.
Yeah.
You're paying $3 for tap water.
Uh-huh, exactly. So, I mean, a lot of you probably know this at this point. It's just funny, that we're all a bunch of idiots buying expensive ass water that we could just drink at home, for free.
Yeah, I mean, I bet the plastic water bottle it comes in costs a lot more than the water.
Well, yeah, the water is free for them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they probably have like a Brita filter, like we do.
Yeah,
They just, filter it out. So
yeah, they filter it and put it in a plastic bottle.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's
they
$3.
had misleading sort of language on their labels, at least previously, and it would say something about spring water, so people assumed it was coming from a natural spring, which in fact is superior to purified tap water. But most brands actually do not provide you with spring water; it's tap water.
Yeah, I mean, I remember reading an article years ago. It was saying even spring water that the water companies are selling is mixed with a ratio of just tap water too as well. As long as the spring water ratio exceeds the tap water percentage, it's considered spring water.
Actually, funny that you
Which
mentioned
is crazy.
this.
Yeah.
What's his name? The religious guy that we get a kick out of. Popoff.
Yeah.
Yes. If you guys have, this is a bit of a tangent, but it's on the same topic. Peter Popoff. He's
Google him.
Yeah, he's an evangelist, televangelist. We're not religious, but it's hilarious. You got to check him out. So, anyways, he does these crazy, late night TV specials. But anyways, I read this major story on him. It's pretty interesting. He was extremely rich, had all types of Rolls Royces and stuff off of these donations people were sending, but he'll send you holy water, but all they were doing, the people that worked for him said that he would take like literally one drop. They had like one drop of blessed water from Jerusalem, and they would put one drop in a bottle and then fill the rest up with tap water, but they were still able to call it holy water. So it had like a drop of
some diluted holy water.
Very diluted, yeah. You better hope it was extra holy.
Yeah.
The first drop they put in.
Holy shit is what I have to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy shit. And this guy made a lot of fucking money, like millions of dollars.
Yeah, a ton of money.
Yeah, but he was a scam artist.
He's actually awesome. I think
he's smart as shit.
Yeah, he is truly not an idiot.
He's not an idiot. I mean, the people I think fell for his shit are idiots.
Yeah, I mean, if you really, I would recommend looking this up. It's fascinating. There's a GQ or some sort of article on him. It's like this major feature article. You would find it if you look him up, but just about his whole story and the whole racket he was running, and people were like sending him family heirlooms like in the mail because he was suggesting that they do this, and they were sending like their last dime and all types of stuff like furs and jewels and all types of shit. So that's he was making out pretty good.
Didn't he go to jail, or was that someone else?
No, he didn't go to jail. Yeah,
that was some other evangelist or some shit, church person.
Yeah, I think he's still doing his thing.
Yeah. I mean, Google Was his name Peter Popoff? No.
Reverend Peter Popoff.
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah.
Popoff. Google that name and just watch some of his videos. You'll actually laugh.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's hysterical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guy's a genius.
Anyway, sorry, I don't know. The water thing got me off on that, but
Yeah, no, that's actually pretty good. I forgot about him.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah, that's a random topic that we ended on, but yeah, we hope you guys got some value out of this podcast. And yeah, don't be an owner operator. Be one or the other. You know, be a business owner or be somebody that works, you know, for somebody else. But don't try to combine the two. I really don't recommend that.
Yeah, not a smart idea.
Yeah. So, all right. Again, hope you got value. Please rate us, review us on iTunes, and we will see you next time.
All right, guys. Till the next episode. Peace.
Bye.